Hey everybody. So it's now been 2 weeks as of yesterday that I have been on Plexus products, and I was unsure whether or not I wanted to do a second week update because there wasn't a whole lot of change in between. But there are a few things I wanted to share. Last week I went through the 1 week update and had said that I did not feel any of the detox symptoms that I was warned of. And I think I spoke too soon because I'm pretty sure it was the next day. I was on the toilet a lot, so there's that. But it wasn't like, when you get a stomach bug and it's like painful, like it just hurts. It wasn't like that. It was bearable. It was just a lot. So that's, I guess, just my body getting rid of all that bad toxins or whatever that they say can happen. But I did add another product into what I'm taking. I got a newer product that they have. The Plexus Lean is a protein powder that you can take either as a meal replacement or you can do like a snack. And I got it as a breakfast, like to do for my breakfast. And I have done a couple of snacks. I'll show you the card. I have done a couple of the snacks like in the late afternoon. I'll tell a secret that I don't think the people at Plexus really want you to do, and it's kind of something I learned not to do. But so anybody that drinks Premier Protein, they have that vanilla one, and they now have caramel. I know a lot of people, and one of my friends got me doing this, that will get Premier Protein and espresso and like iced espresso and mix it together over ice. Some people will like go through Starbucks and be like, give me a venti with espresso and fill it with ice, and they pour their Premier Protein in there, and that is their breakfast because they're getting their coffee and the protein shake. And I thought that since this is chocolate mocha, I was like, that'll go with coffee and I can kill two birds with one stone. It's not good. It's not good at all. Like, mixing it with coffee is not good. It's way more chocolate than mocha. Like, I don't taste any mocha in that. It's definitely, like, I don't know why they call it chocolate mocha. It's definitely chocolate. So the first few times I had it, I was like, this isn't good. It's not what I was expecting. And I was, like they say, like you can do it, mix it with almond milk or like coconut milk or something like that. And the big thing is they're like, you can mix it with water and it tastes fine. I haven't tried it with water. I have tried it with almond milk and shaking it up. And the first time I shook it up and then mixed it with the iced coffee and ice, and it wasn't that good because of the coffee. And then I tried it with just almond milk. I shook it up. I left it in the fridge while I went on my walk. Came back, shook it up some more, put some ice in it, and it was still like pretty gritty. And so yesterday was the first time that I like caved into okay, I'm gonna make an actual like smoothie of this. So I blended it with some peanut butter, some ice, and some almond milk, and it was delicious. Like, it tasted like without the peanut butter, it tastes like a Frosty, because I did it today without the peanut butter because I didn't want the calories of that. But it tastes like a Frosty, and it's really good that way. I don't know why I waited so long to try it without not doing it in the blender. So it's much better blended up, I will say. Just shaking it with something, it's not... I guess I had the Premier Protein in my head of it. That stuff is really smooth, but this is so much better blended. I'm not saying it's bad. I liked the benefits of it. I actually can't get my husband to try it because he says it's a soy. It's not whey protein. I learned from my obstetrician that whey, she said, has been linked with men having fertility problems. So I just I'm avoiding whey altogether, even if it hasn't been linked with women. You just never know. So that was like years ago when we were trying to get pregnant. She said the only thing linked with men, or not the only, like one big thing linked with men over the last few years has been whey protein being linked with fertility issues in men. But to be on the safe side, I've always avoided it. But this little card says free of common allergens, soy, gluten, and dairy. This is a really great thing to incorporate into if you're exercising and eating right and trying to lose weight. Like, this is a good fat burner. So I'm taking Triplex and now this. And I was already looking at everything last night because I am feeling like that middle of the day, like I could take a nap feeling. I think a lot of that has to do with getting up earlier and going and walking and then coming home and doing a little workout. So by the afternoon, I'm like, I need either a nap or some coffee. So they do have, I'm kind of looking at the different energy, not like the crazy crackhead energy pills, but like just something to give a little more, or I don't know, we'll see. So I'm in groups on Facebook. I feel like that is all that my newsfeed is like various groups of Facebook of people commenting. Like a lot of the groups that I'm like getting stuff out of is doula groups because people are asking questions on there and then more seasoned doulas are answering. But everyone knows that people on social media can be vicious, and anything you say can make someone out there upset. So in any group I'm in, there's been groups that I've had to just like unfollow, like getting the notifications for, because of just the nastiness going on. I've said before that I have hypothyroidism, so I am in some groups on Facebook for that. I am blessed to not have it that bad. Like, we didn't catch it until we were having fertility problems, and my numbers were barely off enough to even be put on a medication for it. But being put on that medication, I got pregnant, or I was able to get pregnant. So, which I don't think that was the only thing. I think it was all God's timing coming to making everything make sense. So I don't have the crazy symptoms that some people can have, and I'm not discrediting it at all. But a lot of people in those groups will get on and have like these intense things going on in their life, and sometimes I read the thread, sometimes I just keep going. But it doesn't usually pertain to me because I only have so many of the symptoms. A lot of it is, for me, it's just been like the weight gain. Because the hypo means it's slower, like my hormones are producing slower. People with hyperthyroid, it's like they lose a ton of weight. And some people have Hashimoto's where they go back and forth. I'm hypo, so everything for me is slower. So God has really blessed me with not having many issues that go along with that. Sometimes most of the conversations in that group don't pertain to me. But the other night there was a girl asking about weight loss, and she said, so what should I do? She's like, I guess I'll just go back to calorie counting, which I've done that, and it's very miserable and it's almost impossible to stick to. You always end up just caving and going back. Like for me, like when I was calorie counting, I was losing weight, but all it took was one meal, going to Chewy's. It was a Friday, people that I was working with were going, and I was like, this can be a cheat day. And I ate so much and overdid it and was miserable, but all it took was that one meal, and I just dropped the whole thing and went right back into the habits that I was doing and all that. So I just don't really suggest calorie counting to anyone, but I think you should be aware of like calories and stuff, but making that like your whole lifestyle just doesn't make it worth it. And I debated answering because I was like, I know I'm not a nutritionist, and I just started these products and all that, and it was a Saturday night, so like, you know, most people are out living their life on Saturdays and not like as much on social media. So I was like, maybe I can just like sneak something in there of my experience so far. And I literally started with, I said, I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is what I've been doing. Like, I've started taking the Plexus products, and I've started exercising more, drinking tons of water, watching what I'm eating, being more conscious of that, just different things like that. And I said, I did my research. I've read testimonials from other people who also have thyroid issues and all this, and was trying to be like as nice and as genuine as I could be. And within seconds of hitting enter, because I regret it, I almost went to delete it, someone came right back of, those products are terrible for your thyroid. And I was like, dear Lord, this is why I don't even respond to anything. And I sent my friend sponsor that signed me on, who has an autoimmune disease. I was like, this is why I don't talk on these groups. And she was like, no, you shouldn't have commented. And as saying that to her, I was like, oh wait, there's rules in these groups. And like, it did not even occur to me that you're probably not supposed to promote, which I was telling her, like, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just being honest with you. This is what I'm doing. And then it occurred to me, there's rules in the group. I was probably breaking a rule by saying that, even though, like, there could have been a Trader Joe's brand of a probiotic, and I could have gotten away with saying that, and it was the P word of it being plexus that set this person off. And I went to delete the comment, and it said this page cannot be displayed. So I went to search in the group to see if they had just taken the thread down, and it was like request to join. And I was like, they kicked me out of the group for one comment. There was no warning. There was not a message from an administrator or anything. Like, they just kicked me out of the group for that. I was like, okay, well, I guess it doesn't make sense for me to be in there anyway, considering I can't relate with anyone that's in there that's going through like these extreme side effects of hypothyroidism, when God has blessed me enough for me to not have the side effects. But that ended up happening, so I learned the hard way. And I will say, I told my friend, I was like, I am glad that it happened there and not in a doula group, because they can be vicious in there too. So dodged a bullet there. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I was a little frazzled, and going to sleep that night, I kept like reliving it, but I'm over it now. It's just people on social media. I'm reminded every day of why I want to delete my Facebook, but it's okay, we move on. So yeah, I guess I'll say the total number of pounds lost in the last 2 weeks is about 6. And like I said, like my energy, so I've had more energy in the mornings. I've been waking up early and getting up and walking and trying to get I've been trying to have time with God when I wake up and get ready for the day, so that I can get on YouTube, feel better about being in front of my phone and all that by the middle of the day. Like, I'm pretty worn out, so I will need to get something, because I know a lot of people are saying with the plexus stuff, they're like, I have so much more energy, and I am more motivated earlier on in the day. By the late afternoon, I'm like, okay, I need some kind of caffeine or something, and I'm falling asleep oh my gosh, and pretty early. My poor husband works kind of late, and so by the time he gets home, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. Have a good night. And it's kind of sad, but I'm sleeping heavier now. I was waking up multiple times in the middle of the night. It's now just 1 or 2, which I think I don't really want to go a whole night sleeping the whole night, because I feel like I would be teleporting in time. I like waking up once or twice and knowing I still have 4 hours before I'm gonna wake up again or whatever. I will say, since I started, I don't know if it's the triplex or doing the chocolate mocha protein drink, where I would normally be craving sweets this time of the month, if you know what I'm saying, I was not. It snuck up on me, because I'm I wasn't wanting a Snickers bar like I normally do. So I don't know if it was because I was getting the sweets from that. I mean, it is a chocolate shake, so I don't know if I was satisfied there, but I did not. And when I went to weigh myself yesterday, I hadn't, I thought I would have lost a little bit more than I had, and then it made sense of, oh, I will lose weight in about 5 days. I'll weigh myself again. So, because that usually just happens for girls. It's part of it. But so this is week 2 is over with. So now I'm into week 3. Yeah, I don't know when I'll update again. I guess if I get kicked out of another Facebook group, I'll let you guys know. But good grief. Okay. And anybody that's interested in joining me on all of this, just let me know. Have a good day.